Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with the meat. I'm going to show you the meat.
We've got here a couple different cuts of pork, and then we've got very lean beef here. We're gonna grind this, and then we're gonna put on a couple of rubber gloves. So we're gonna cut these into roughly 1-inch pieces. Oops. Make sure your knife has been pre-sharpened so you don't have any trouble with it.
Okay, so we've got all our meat cut. We have the beef, we got the pork. So this is mostly lean pork. This is really, really lean beef. So we're going to measure this exactly what we need. So what we need is, we need 900 grams of lean beef, 900 grams of lean pork, and 450 grams of pork fat. But because we know some of this pork contains some fat, we're gonna just measure this out a little bit over our 900 limit. We'll go to about 950, 960, give or take, and we're going to layer that in this freezer tray. I'm going to put a piece of oven paper. It's already been sanitized, so I'm going to put a piece of oven paper at the bottom, and we're going to layer this into the freezer, into this freezer tray, like this, okay? Because we want like each one to be its own layer. We're gonna semi-freeze this. We're not gonna freeze it, but we're gonna semi-freeze. We're gonna get it really cold and to a point where it stiffens up a bit, but not completely hardens. So let's go ahead and measure that. Pull up my pants there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and measure the beef first. So. Okay, so put a tear on that, make sure it says 0. Okay, so we need 900 grams of this beef. So when you go to the store and you buy your meat, always buy a little bit more. That's 904 grams, that will do. So 904 grams, we're gonna put that out into a oh, I gotta put on my gloves. So I'll put on one glove, the glove that'll handle the meat. Okay, so we've got that. We're gonna make sure that's just one layer. Okay, so that is 900 grams of beef. So these are those little 1-inch cubes, or roughly 1 inch. I sometimes do it a little bit smaller than 1 inch, but roughly 1 inch is fine. Oh, if those ones didn't get that, that'll be fine in the grinder. Okay, so as long as it's not all on top of each other, you're good. And so we want them to all kind of chill evenly. Okay, so that's fine. And the reason I'm using this is the actual tray that belongs to my freezer. The reason I'm using this is because it fits right back in my freezer exactly the way it goes. You can put it on, plates or something like that, and then put those in your freezer. But then you might find that those things don't fit perfectly in your freezer, or you'll have to put one on one shelf and one on another shelf. But this one, I just use one tray. And put another piece of oven paper over that. And then we will measure our pork. Okay. So remember, we need 900 grams of pork. Tear on that. Okay, but we're going to go a little bit more over 900 grams because some of this already has fat in it. So we'll go about 965. We'll go 970. 972. Okay, that's fine. Well, that'll be the next layer here. So we'll go ahead and layer that on top here. And okay, that's looking pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we just want them to be able to separate. We don't want the meat to start sticking to each other. Okay, so now we need some fat. We need 450 grams of fat, but we don't need 450 because some of that is already in our pork. So, and so we went 972. So we're going to minus a little bit. So we're going to go about 380 roughly. Okay, that's down to 0. 380. Some of this has meat in it too, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So these are the pieces of fat that I trimmed off of the pieces of pork. So that's 374. 381. Okay, that's close enough. Again, I'm going to layer this on top here. Okay. Oops, didn't want to touch that with this hand, but fine, I think. Okay, very good, very good. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is chill this nicely until it gets somewhat stiff. Not completely hard, just somewhat stiff, and then we're going to run all of this through grinder. Okay, so we have some leftover meat here. Maybe I can cook something with that later. So what I want to do here, grab my glove. I use some of this Glad press and seal just because it sticks better than Saran wrap, so I can get a good seal on that. Okay. Oh yeah, just barely made it to this side. Let's get a little bit closer. This side. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is going to go into my freezer. I'm not really sure yet. I think this much meat might be about maybe 35 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm going to check on it every once in a while, so just tap on some of the meat and see if it's starting to stiffen up. So.